Welcome back. We're on CCN Sunrise. I'm Mary Winters, and I have Michael Alexander from the California Tax Limitation Committee with us today, and we're going to talk about school choice. Kind of a great program, something that the Californians have tried to get passed before. Tell us more about what school choice is, Mike.
Yes, a little background first. Everybody knows that you have the right to send your children to a school of your choice already. All you have to do is pay the bill. So as a practical matter, parents who would like to send their children to a better school are unable to do so because they don't have the financial wherewithal. The school choice proposal that is currently being drafted and will shortly be presented to the Attorney General here in California has the following features. It establishes a educational savings account, ESA, for each student K through 12 in the state of California. Each year, that account will be funded with approximately $10,000, it may be more. It would be funded with $10,000, which the parent can then use to send that child to a school of their choice.
So that would be for public school, private school, charter schools?
Yes.
And how does it affect homeschool children?
My information right now is that homeschool children, the parents would not be eligible to receive a salary for educating their children. However, that money can be accumulated and used for college. That's why we call it an educational savings account. Okay. And this also helps, Mary, to ensure that there's price discipline, market discipline in the process. It makes the parents the customer. It makes the school the seller.
It creates competition within schools.
Thank you. The filthiest word in the government lexicon. Yes, competition. That way it prevents just any school from hauling off and charging a minimum tuition of $10,000 regardless of their quality. So the parents can select a school that meets their requirements, that is accredited. You can't just send the kid.
Any school.
Right, yeah, so we're not going to have satanic cults that is aside for the ones being operated.
Because that was actually an issue in the past. I think they were scaring families into believing that all these other obscure and horrific schools would be developed, and the taxpayers actually they were scaring. And so it somewhat put a kibosh to that program.
It did.
The last time they brought it up.
They outspent it. And of course, the last time we did this was in 1992. We knew less than we know now. And the schools are failing greater now. You know, California is 48th in the nation.
And I think about when my father came out here in the 40s and 1941, right, it's the war hit, from Iowa to California, and for the better schools, and I have to say that Iowa far exceeds what the California schools are doing. They made a little role reversal there. But that said, what other states are offering this program?
None. Okay. No state is offering the program that I've described. There are, however, states, for example, Wisconsin, which has subsidized individual children.
Florida's too.
Yeah, there's a little bit of it. Actually, Washington, D.C., home of the most failed schools in the country, had it before Obama nixed it and reversed it. There's some discussion of bringing it back, and it's really important. But no state, certainly nothing like California, has offered it.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the benefit to the student, because that's what really matters.
Correct.
How does this help a student in California?
Well, first thing, they can move up from at least 48 to 47, right? Our schools can hardly be any worse than they are. And the schools are the worst in the school districts that spend the most money. And so we have massive numbers of Latino children, and these are American citizens for the most part, children born here of foreign parents who are forced into schools where they're not getting the skills that they need to succeed.
So it's preventing these kids from being trapped in a zip code.
Correct. Trapped in a zip code and trapped into a language that others do not speak. Being barred, sometimes consciously, from learning and mastering the language of success. It's called English. It's a terrible thing to deprive them of. And what happens when a child of whatever race, of whatever national origin, doesn't have the skills that he or she needs, they're cut off from our economy, they're cut off from political discourse. We can't even communicate with each other.
Absolutely true. So Mike, tell us again, what is the name of the initiative that we should be looking for and helping to support potentially?
We don't have it, just think of it as school choice.
Okay.
$10,000 a year per child, right? No limit on the number of kids. Send the child to a school of your choice, even a religious school, a private school, even a madrasa, but it'll be anywhere but the public school. But if you want to keep your kid in the public school or charter school, you absolutely
All
can.
right. Thank you, Mike Alexander. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
California Tax Limitation Committee.
You got
Appreciate
it.
your work. Thank you very much. And thank you for joining us on CCN Sunrise today. Come back and join us soon.